It's morning one at camp here in Orcas Island, Washington, Moran State Park. Family's out camping, and we brought a few different games, and I thought, hey, why not? Let's shoot a quick little video on 3 games I brought camping. In fact, last night we already got Trailblazers to the table and new to us Tinder blocks to the table, both of which are really good. And we'll be going on a hike later today, and I'll tell you a little bit about Tinder blocks. I plan to get parks to the table as well. That's actually pretty early addition to our gaming collection, so I'm excited to break it back out. I haven't played it in a really long time, and kind of tell you a little bit about that. But we're gonna go right now. Maybe I'll give you a little B-roll. Maybe you'll come along with me on the hike, and we'll tell you a little bit about Tinder blocks. You guys ready? Mount Loop?
Mount Loop!
Look, we're like a family vlog. This is honestly one of my favorite places in the world. Mountain Lake Loop, Moran State Park, Orcas Island. It's just, I love it. We camp here every single year, and this is my favorite place. Mountain Lake is one of just the most beautiful little family hikes you can find, and out here on Orcas Island is just a wonderful time. We always come out here to Moran State Park and do some camping, and this is just one of the absolute highlights of my trip. You know, we've jumped in, swam in this lake, seen bald eagles and ospreys and all kinds of cool stuff. Lots of great memories with the kiddos, and this is just honestly one of my favorite places to be. I know it has nothing to do with board games, but it's kind of part of me. So the first game that we're talking about is Tinder blocks. It's a dexterity-based 2-player game. It just basically comes with little cubes and little logs, and you take turns placing them. The cool part is you draw cards, and it gives you a requirement that you kind of construct beforehand on the table, and then you eventually just place it on the fire. Then the first person to knock it down loses, and it's just kind of a fun little game. There's a little twist on the cards. Some of them say you have to use your non-dominant hand, which makes it pretty interesting. And I think we've been here, I don't know, probably a day so far, and we've got like 10 plays in. It's one of those games that you play over and over again. Perfect for a campsite. Not a lot of pieces. It fits in a little, I guess I'd say, thick Altoid size can. And just a great family game. Easy, approachable, not difficult. Just dexterity game. Super cheap. I think it's got like $12 on Amazon. Definitely recommend it. Go check it out. So what do you think about Tinder blocks?
I'm staying back here.
It's a really nice dexterity game.
I mean, I win every time, so it's sweet.
What do you think about Tinder blocks? Have you played yet?
It's bad. Play Jenga instead.
Play Jenga instead? What do you think about Tinder blocks?
I like it. It's an 8 out of 10.
One of the things I really love about camping are the quiet mornings. Kids are still asleep, which is great. Coffee is done. Now I can just kind of walk down to the lake, this little stream, and talk to you all about Trailblazers. Today on the dock, it's probably another hike. There's this cool little waterfall hike where there's like 3 or 4 waterfalls in a row. A lot of times on these walks I find deer hanging out. One of the most picturesque spots near the campsite here. Maybe we can get down there. If you're brave enough, you go across the log. Whoa. Anyways, we're going to go hang out at the lake for a second before the kids wake up, and I gotta get into the morning breakfast routine. Do like a little 3-minute spiel on Trailblazers. I mean, that's the beauty of Trailblazers, is it only takes about 3 minutes to tell you what it is. Anyways, well, I'll see you when we get there. This is Cascade Lake, a little bit of a fog layer coming up over the hill there. There's a nice little trail that goes around this, which I might go around a little bit later today as well. Really kind of picturesque. Got a family out there fishing early. It's awesome. I'll turn this around so I have a little better lighting. Although the backdrop's probably better than my face, but. All right, so why we're here. Trailblazers. This is the Travel Deluxe Edition. I think there might be 2 other editions, which I'll pop up on the screen here. But this is Travel Deluxe. I mean, it comes in this nice little clamshell, semi-soft, semi-hard case, little carabiner for the backpack. I mean, what better? This is technically a wonderful hiking game, I suppose. Although there's a lot of little pieces here, especially since there is an animal expansion, which I haven't played too much. I won't talk too much about. But really the highlight for me are PVC cards. But basically what you're trying to do here is you choose one of 3 camps, and you put one of those camps down, and then you start to play cards around it. And what you're trying to do is to connect like colored loops. I guess there are trail types. There's like a kayaking or blue water loop. There's I believe it's like a mountain biking or kind of red dirt loop, or there's a hiking brown dirt loop. I could get those names wrong, sue me. I'm distracted by the beautiful views right behind the camera. But basically you have a hand of cards, you play 2 and pass. You don't really have a great idea as to what you can do, especially in a 3 or 4 player game. You don't really know the cards that are going to be available because they all have kind of this variety of different trails. Some of them have different colors on them. Some of them are all the same color, and they have various different loops that you're trying to kind of lay down. You can partially cover cards, so erase some of your mistakes. But at the end of the day, you're trying to just kind of loop that same color back to that like camp. You go through 4 different rounds. In the first 3 rounds, you're playing a new core camp card, and it's, like I said, it's that kind of different color card, and you want to match the trails coming back to the right camp card. The other thing that's going on is there's in-game and end-game goals. You're trying to achieve either, maybe it might be the longest kayaking route or trail, and that's obviously an end game goal, or the first person to loop 4 hiking trails back to the trail camp, or loop 4 hiking trails back to the hiking camp. There's also animals on the card, which is a little bit of an interesting twist, as the game comes with all these little animal tokens, and you can score bonus points by having unique animals on one particular loop. So if it's not brain burning enough for you, it also throws all these animal tokens, which they kind of fall over the place. I might have gotten rid of like the plastic bag that they go in, so they're kind of a mess in this. Here, I'll try to show you real quick. They just kind of all sit there in there and fall all over the place, but it's just an added little module to make things more difficult for you. I will say this thing is incredibly brain burny. It's kind of, it's a sleeper. You sit there, especially because you can't see all those cards and you're constantly passing them around, and you really want to make this really big loop, because I forgot to tell you, you score points based upon the number of symbols on a loop. these loops have like these various little like boulders or water symbols or whatever it might be, but they're essentially points and they're trail markers that kind of represent how long that particular loop is. So the longer the loop, oh, that's a bald eagle. If you heard that, that's a bald eagle. That's like a call for all dads. When you hear that call, all the dads stand up and go start staring at the trees, because for whatever reason, dads love birds of prey. I don't know what it is, but dads and birds of prey are just, the kids could care less, my wife could care less, but I'm staring up every time I hear a bald eagle. That's another cool thing about this lake is, especially early, you can see them fishing on the lake, which is just so awesome. Anyways, where was I? This is probably the most, the least prepared I've been to do a review, but hey, you know, we're out camping. We're gonna throw a little bit of content together while the kids are sleeping. Anyways, make loops, match the color loops to the color camp. You go through 4 rounds, basically 4 hands of cards that you're passing around. Really interesting puzzle to be played on the table. Overall, it's a really great camp game, and you know, you go ahead and spill coffee on these. It's all good. They're PVC. This is wonderful. Now that's just the deluxe travel edition. I don't think everything is PVC cards, but you'll have to check that out for yourself. This is the only one I have. Anyways, that's Trailblazers. It's one that will always be in my collection. I don't know that I'm like putting the carabiner on my hiking backpack and going and hiking with it, but I'm sure as heck taking it camping and, you know, killing some time with it. Anyone can play it, you know, very small kids to people that don't like board games, because it's a little card game sort of tile layer. Anyways, next I will see you is probably out on the trail. All right, off to the waterfall hike. Time to get ready. It's go time. All right, so we're off. We're ready to go on another hike. This is the waterfall hike. What do you think about waterfall hikes?
I'm gonna get lost.
Okay, Max, what do you think about waterfall hikes?
I like them.
Jack, what do you think about waterfall hikes?
I don't like them.
There you have it, folks. That is our review on the waterfall hikes. The good news is I'm going to take you along on the hike, and we're also going to talk about parks. Let's check out parks here. Cascade Falls, Rustic Falls, Cavern Falls, Hidden Falls. Sissy, where do you think we should go?
Well, see, we got all the arrows pointed that way, so I feel like we should go this way.
I actually agree. So, babe, what do you feel about parks?
The game?
Yeah, the game.
I liked it when I thought I was winning, and then you went and screwed me.
There's just some parts in the forest that just have like this vibe, babe. Like it's like almost feels like it's manicured. Like it's a. All right, first of 4 waterfalls, I think. Pretty. All right, while the family is taking family photos, we'll run down the stream a little bit. So the game we're talking about now is Parks. Parks is totally different than the other 2 that we went through. I don't know, it's like worker placement, race to the finish, 2 to 4 players, incredible production, basically trying to collect resources and complete cards. Oh my gosh, you cracked the screen. Whoa. All right, so basically on your turn in Parks, you're pretty simply just going down a trail 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps at a time. It's totally up to you. And there's sort of a race going on to the finish. The reason being is once all other hikers are to the other side, the round ends or the season ends, and your last kind of struggling hiker gets thrown to the front. But each one of these places you're going on, you're either collecting resources for the most part, or doing special actions like, you know, collecting canteen cards, which give you a special one-time use power once you've collected water. What else? There's also gear cards that you can collect that give you kind of a persistent power that's triggered on a specific type of situation, like you can get a water discount on completing the parks cards. Speaking of completing parks cards, that's one of the stations, or I guess spots, you can stop at. When you do stop there, you can either reserve one of those parks cards to complete later, or actually complete the parks card using the resources. The vast majority of points that you're going to get, oh, you don't want to be in it? Ah, she's running away. The vast majority of points that you're going to collect are through the parks cards. You also get yearly scoring cards, which is kind of a card of like in-game scoring. If you complete the conditions, you get the points for them, but majority of the points are coming from those park cards, like I said. This looks like a shifty. This is not. Oh, for the YouTube.
Walk up, Piper.
Piper going no lunch.
You wanted to see me fall, didn't you? Let's go to the next waterfall. Flip on the muck. Beautiful. Got the digging dog. This is the highlight of the hike here. Behold, Cascade Falls. All right, this is the most epic thing that we can do. That's bye-bye. All right, yeah, so parks. I love parks. Parks is such an awesome game. There's like, you know, this nice tension that's created by you only being able to hold, I think it's 12 resources. So you can't really hold back and let the other player rush to the end. But if they rush to the end, you can get more done. Although if they rush to the end, there's like bonus resources on each and every spot. It's just an overall really fun, wonderful game. I don't know if it's like the best camping game of all time, but it's sort of camping themed, so I'll take it. And that's it. I mean, that's really my brief overview of the 3 games I brought camping. I mean, the rest of this day is just kind of playing in a waterfall, watching the dog, climbing on logs, all of that awesome stuff. And I hope you can hear me because I'm at the base of a waterfall. Other than that, I really appreciate you being here and have yourself a great week. Maybe go outside. All right, we're off to a hike. Time to get ready.
Why do I see your face?
Oh, because now you're on it. We're interviewing family
It's on
members.
the table. Did it get stolen?
What's your favorite part about camping? Chopping wood. Hey Max, what's your favorite part about camping?
Hammocks.
It's camp life.
Get away from me.
Do that one, I think. I'll punch you.